Games, Brains A Banging Life with another Design Your Own set list. And we are doing something very special. We actually did something similar last year around Christmas time, specifically around Christmas. This time, we're doing it around a genre, and it is the black metal extravaganza. So, like all the Design Your Own sets, it is 18 tracks long each, an intro, 7 for part 1, 7 for part 2, and 3 for an encore. What we mean by black metal extravaganza is free reign. If it is a black metal band or album, you know, there's no. I presume you didn't cheat and go, oh well, this is a black metal band who then went on to do a power metal album. I'm going to steal songs from that.
No.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, I dabbled in black metal subgenres quite happily.
Right. See,
symphonic black and that sort of thing, you know.
There is some of that. I didn't go too far because I realised, oh shit, I could create a whirlpool here where I'm like, well, black gaze, you know, and stuff like that. So it is black metal with some subgenres around it. And I want to say this right now. If you're watching this video expecting deep cuts where you and I delve deep into the back history of Celtic Frost and the likes and all that, it's not happening.
Yeah.
That's not happening. I have done my set list based off what are the most important bands to me or songs that turned me into a fan. And that's what I've chosen.
Yeah, and I pretty much just chose my favourite black metal songs that I could think of at the time. I put a bit of structure in my set. I've dabbled quite heavily in the subgenres because, to be honest, that's kind of what got me into black metal.
Yep.
And I don't care if it's called symphonic or black gaze or anything like that. It's structurally black metal added on to. So if you're looking for hardcore shit, Cradle are in mine.
Yeah, Cradle and mine.
Turn off now.
Cradle and mine as well. Sorry, Dimmy. I hate to tell you, but there you go.
And mine as well.
So I did try to structure mine though, and I tried to picture the idea of, okay, bands are if I've got more than one song of bands, which I do, they're not going to want to stay around after it. They're going to do their shit together, do their tracks and leave. Basically, it's an extravaganza. It's an event, black tie almost, that kind of thing. We've all got tables and champagne. So that's how I've structured it. There's only one band who has it split up, and we'll start with them. My intro begins with the song Puritania of Dimmy Borgir from Puritanical Euphoric Misanthropia. This fucking hell. I still love this track. It's so evil sounding. Love it.
Yeah, and I've only actually allowed 2 bands more than one song.
Ooh.
But I have split my set into 2 halves, designed purposely that the first half is for more established bands.
Okay.
And my second half is for less established bands.
Very interesting.
So all the big guys can come out, do a couple of songs.
Fuck off.
Yep. Now we're going to get the young blood out.
Oh, fascinating.
But I've started off then with my intro, which is The Majesty of the Night Sky by Emperor from In the Night Side Eclipse. Which is quite a start.
It is quite, yeah.
We did some Emperor stuff, didn't we? We did a track by track actually for this, and I remember writing down that if this was the first time you ever heard Emperor, wow, and that's what I wanted to capture.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, I know that's probably unlikely, but people come along, you don't know who Emperor are, they're going to come out do their intro song, and you just go, holy fuck.
That's pretty impressive because my part 1 kicks off with some Emperor as well. So another thing I should point out, I've also done this, it's less about flowing and the idea that it is like bands play, you get a little break in that kind of thing because it's not a flowing set.
A mini festival sort of thing.
Yeah. So I have 2 tracks from Emperor and I've gone for Emperor, Thus Spake the Night Spirit from Anthems to the Wilkin at Dusk. Then I've gone for Cosmic Keys to My Creations and Time from In the Night Side Eclipse. There's my 2 Emperor tracks. Emperor done for the night. Eisen's off to bed. That's it. Then I wanted to bring a young up-and-coming black metal band, up-and-coming. They've been around 10 years. But they're a British UK black metal band. I wanted them on it. So I have the Infernal Sea popping in to do a track. Brethren of the Cross from The Great Mortality. Then I have one of the most influential black metal, modern, I got to know them modern, Watain, doing 2 tracks. Satan's Hunger from Sworn to the Dark and Malefatio from Lawless Darkness. And my part 1 has Dimmy return to finish off their little part before they get to go to bed. And it's basically the 2 most important Dimmy Borgir songs in my life. The one that got me into them, that first got my attention to black metal properly. and my favourite track of theirs. So first it's Morning Palace from Enthroned Darkness Triumphant, and then it is the insight and the catharsis from Spiritual Black Dimensions. Now, admittedly, I will say this for all you who know this, for that one, we are going to have a bit of a reunion, and we are going to need ICS Vortex to come back and sing on this track, because I need his vocals. None of this piped in shit. I want to hear that live. We are expecting a lot from these people.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring someone back from the dead in a bit.
Yeah, these tickets cost quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of bands spread this money out over.
Yeah. As well, part one.
Cool. So I carried on my second Emperor song actually straight after Majesty of the Night Skies intro, where they're going to play a Setana, also from In the Night Side Eclipse, which is my favourite Emperor
Oh,
album.
yeah, that was great.
And while this is like kind of like the well-bedded in bands, I know this band you could kind of go either way, but I did give Ghostbath a song next.
Ooh.
And with the song Thrones from Starmourner.
Interesting. Controversial.
Black metal.
Post.
Still black metal. Post what?
Post black metal.
Yeah. And then I've got Morning Palace, Dimmu Borgir.
Awesome.
And then I've got O Father, O Satan, O Son by Behemoth from The Satanist. The next two might be interesting. We could potentially have some drama backstage. So we start off with Northern Chaos Gods by Immortal from the album Northern Chaos Gods.
Yeah.
And then straight after him, we've got Harvest Pyre by Abath from the album Outstrider. They're coming in from different wings.
It'll be alright. He's playing them both of them, so
Yeah.
you know.
And then we're going to end the first part of the main event with my personal favourite Cradle song, which is Lust, More Than Orgasm, The Lick of Carnivorous Winds from Cruelty and the Beast.
There we go.
And all the big guys are being put on a bus and shipped off.
Ghostbath were on that. They're not big guys.
Nah, they're not, but they're more established than the bands that come next.
That's really
Which is
interesting
really-
then. I'm really interested to see what you've got then, because I don't really do that. Part two. One track from these boys, but I had to have it in. Rotten Christ are out for Zaynigma from Rituals, which again I've kind of considered literally the part one and the part two. There's like a half an hour gap,
Yeah.
so it's like starting again. And Zaynigma is just boom as a start. Then I have to resurrect someone from the dead, unfortunately, and I'm going to resurrect Quorthon of Bathory for Enter the Eternal Fire from Under the Sign of the Black Mark. Really fucking hard, because for me, my love of Bathory actually comes from the second half of his career, which is obviously the Viking metal stuff. But I do love a lot of his early black metal stuff, and that's the one that stood out for me. And I got two from Satyricon. Satyricon are in the house. From Mother North, from Nemesis Divinia, and Fuel for Hatred from Volcano. One track from Celtic Frost. Rex Arai, Requiem from Into the Pandemonium. One track from Mayhem, popping into do Freezing Moon from De Mysterious Dom Santanis. Then, because we've established all these great black metal bands, along comes a little screaming demon to upset the entire balance. It's Cradle of Filth with Bathory Araya from Cruelty and the Beast to end the main set. I just love the idea of all these legends tropping off, and here comes Danny Filth running in to upset the crowd.
Get out of my way. I'm Danny. Cool. So in my second half then. So we're going to start off. So again, I'm not saying that these are all nobodies. They're not nobodies. So you probably recognise a lot of the names.
Cool.
But I guess these were either quite new to me, quite debatable whether I should class them as black metal.
Ooh.
Or relatively new anyway as a band. Or at least not necessarily new, but not relatively well known in the UK. So my first one is the band Chorus with the song Hymn of Lost Souls.
Okay.
Their album Siberian Heathen Horde.
Wow.
Which came out this year. Very good album. Symphonic black metal. Then after that, a couple of years ago now, the last album came out, which is, the song is Chapter 3, The Annunciation in Lust. So definitely a black metal band.
It would have got Lust in
And,
it, yeah.
The band is Dark Mirror of Tragedy from the album Lord of Shadows. And both of those obs are spelled O-V.
Yes, so that's black metal.
Have that. Then after that, another album that blew me away, man, back in the day, which is Vision 6, is the song White Forest by the band Anomaly. And the album is Visions. I actually think it's a one-man project, if I remember correctly.
Oh, cool.
Every song on that album is fucking fantastic, but that's my favourite. And then I've got Master's Call to come up and have a crack. So they're going to play In My Eyes of the Night from the EP Morbid Black Trinity.
Excellent.
A little bit debatable, but I don't know, maybe it's not. Carrick Angren.
What's the debatable?
Whether it's not traditional in any way, is it?
Oh God,
that's the
no.
thing. It dabbles quite heavily in.
But I would never dispute
Nah.
the black metal credentials. So
So the song "Sign for Solitude" from their most recent album, Frankensteiner Stratimontanus.
Spontaneous, yeah.
Frank for sure. Frank to be frank. Then after that, I've got the song "Age of Excuse 5" from Migla, MGLA. I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce it or just say it. From their album Age of Excuse, where they had like 5 tracks and all of them were Age of Excuse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a cracking album. And then my ending to the main set is the band 1914 from the album The Blind Leading the Blind and the song Highwood 75 Acres of Hell.
And there I said there wouldn't be deep cuts, and along comes Brendan with this set list.
I think probably 75% of that would still piss off anyone who is straight down the traditional.
Oh, very much, yeah, very much. But my set's way more expensive.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had no budget left after the first 6 bands, and I've still got to spend my encore.
Yeah. So for my encore, I decided, let's just look at the Brits. So I took 3 tracks from the Brits. Now, bear in mind, Cradle of Filth ended part 2, my main set. Mm-hmm. They are going to continue and do the first song of the encore. And weirdly enough, considering our track by design your own set list for Cradle of Filth Absent with Frost is my first track I come back in with from the Amphetamine. Then we go to Fen. Fen for Carrier of Echoes from Epoch. Before we end with the glorious British black metal band Winterfileth for Green Cathedral of the Dark Hereafter, which is a song that I adore.
Cool. I gave my encore to one band.
Really? One band?
All 3 songs.
Ooh.
I did this because I wanted to.
Well,
I was going to try and make up a clever reason, like, well, because if I put these at the end, and everyone will stay to watch the newbies, because they need to see the encore.
Okay.
You know? But that wasn't really what I did. I did it just because I wanted to. And it is Rotting Christ. You get all 3 songs to end with. And the first one, because I just thought it'd be a great way to get the set going again with Apagae Satana.
Okay.
Followed by the 4 Horsemen, both of them from Rituals. And then ending the whole thing with Heaven and Hell and Fire from the album Heretics. Boom.
Very different, very varied. Actually, way more interesting than I expected. I thought it would be a fucking mess, and it wasn't.
No, it's good. Just shows the quality that's out there, though.
So, no deep cuts for you, unless you consider what Brendan wrote, which I do. But tell us what yours would be in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/GBHBL, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?